Welcome to the Simply Vegan podcast, brought to you by the team at Vegan Food and Living, the UK's best-selling vegan magazine. I'm Holly Johnson, and each Tuesday I get together with my colleague Molly Pickering to share what we've been eating, what's got us thinking, and the new products that are worth trying. And don't miss our Thursday podcast, where we chat to some of the leading names in veganism.
If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, we'd love it if you hit the subscribe button, as it helps us to rate in the charts. It also means you'll be alerted to every new episode of your favourite podcast.
If you're anything like me, life can quickly become chaotic, and finding fresh and nutritional vegan recipes can become another thing to add to the to-do list. Our best-selling magazine, Vegan Food and Living, is on hand to help. You can join us today and try an issue for just 99p by visiting veganfoodandliving.com/podcast or using code podcast when you order with us. You'll not only receive the magazine to your door, but also have access to thousands of plant-based recipes at your fingertips in our digital magazine archive, which is fully searchable and simple to use. Join us today and make cooking delicious vegan food that bit more exciting by visiting veganfoodandliving.com/podcast. This episode is sponsored by California Walnuts, which, like all walnuts, are the only tree nut to contain a significant amount of omega-3 ALA, which is good for your heart and overall wellness. The taste and texture of California walnuts makes them a versatile ingredient for all kinds of plant-based dishes. California walnuts absorb the flavours of other ingredients and give your dish a healthy crunch. 30 grams of California walnuts offers 4.4 grams of protein and 1.4 grams of fibre. For great tasting walnuts, keep them in the fridge, or for longer storage, place them in the freezer for up to 12 months. So why not grab a bag of California walnuts next time you're shopping? Make sure you check the pack for produce of California or produce of USA. To find out more, visit californiawalnuts.co.uk. Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Simply Vegan podcast. We are so happy to have you here. Me and Molly are a bit grumpy today, aren't we?
We are a bit grumpy. I've just turned on the Zoom call to Holly and I've just screamed at her because my new boots don't fit me. And now I'm just really annoyed. And now that I'm here, I feel a bit better, I think.
Sometimes you've just got to have a rant. And I was just going to say, I think you need a holiday. Are you going away at all, or have you got any time off?
I think so. I'm going somewhere with my in-laws and my partner. I don't know where. I can't remember. I thought we were going to Taunton, but we're not going to Taunton. We're going somewhere else. I can't remember the name. So we're going there the 1st of July, but I want to go on a beach. I want to go and get drunk on a beach with the sun in my face. And I don't want to know my name for a few days.
Oh, that sounds amazing. So, I mean, it's sunny now, but it's still a bit cold, isn't it? Yeah, you need to go abroad. Do you used to go abroad a lot before COVID?
Not really. So I've not been on holiday, on a plane. Maybe since 2017.
Yeah,
I'm not a big holidayer. Normally just kind of going to Mallorca with my family, that kind of holiday. We'd always go caravanning or UK holidays, but because there was just so many, I've got 4 brothers and sisters, going away is expensive.
Yeah, same with us. We never really went away. My mum was terrified of flying, so we never really went abroad. And I think when we did, she had panic attacks and stuff. It was awful.
It's intense. It's intense. But now I think I'm ready. I've been looking on bookings.com and just looking at holidays. I think I'm just going to do it. But I have got this kind of fear that I'm just going to go somewhere and no one's going to do vegan food. But I think that's just my own anxieties. I feel like it is getting better around the world.
Yeah, it is. I think the less obscure the place, the better options they'll have. I guess you just need to do a bit of research before you go, don't you? Google local restaurants and stuff. And I went to, I think the only time I've been abroad as a vegan was when I went to Barcelona for my sister's hen do, which was pre-COVID. And that was fine. There was loads. I mean, I could have eaten a lot better if I was with all vegans, whereas we weren't all vegans, so I did have to compromise a bit. But yeah, patata bravas, things like that.
I actually had Barcelona in my mind, to be fair. I'm feeling just somewhere like Europe hot, kind of somewhere like that.
I bloody love Barcelona. It's amazing.
We'll see. Watch your space.
Perhaps we should go together and
shall we? Let's just go on holiday. We are going on holiday. We're going on holiday next week.
We're going to London for the day. I forgot.
That's my holiday.
Exciting. Well, we're going to be going to London and checking out some new vegan restaurants, aren't we? So we will come back and report which ones are worth a trip. But for today, let's do some reviews. We've been eating as usual, lots of
as always
stuff. Snackzilla cookies, which they're like for kids, aren't they? Really, I think they're branded aimed at kids.
Lunchbox kind of biscuit treats, but they were very nice. I love kids' biscuits. I feel like all biscuits are just nice. But,
it's so good that they're all vegan.
Yeah, were they gluten-free as well?
Oh, do you know what? I didn't notice that. I don't think so.
No.
They've got whole grain oats. Would they be gluten-free?
Oats are a funny one. I feel like they need to specifically say gluten-free. So perhaps not. Scratch what I just said.
But they're 50% less sugar. They're all vegan. They're made with whole grain oats. The flavours are chocolate, golden syrup and raspberry. You can get them at snackzilla.co.uk, Sainsbury's and Amazon. And I think they work out about £1 a pack, because on the website you buy them like in bulk. Bulk packs. But they're just really handy to have in the cupboard if you've got vegan kids.
The raspberry ones were nice.
Yeah.
I love raspberry cookies. Like fruity cookies are just delicious. Raspberry and white chocolate. That's what I used to make when I was doing like cooking in school, like food tech.
Oh, yum.
And I was so good at it.
My son is a massive cookie monster, but won't, he'll be like, is it vegan? So the fact that he liked these was definitely a good sign. Well, from cookies to cauliflower, this is like it's kind of like tender stem broccoli, but a cauliflower. It's called CauliShoots. They're £1.60 for a 250 gram pack in Sainsbury's, and you can also get them at Ocado. And there's like, you can eat the whole stems and everything, can't you? And
yeah, they're quite nice. Whenever I've explained them to people, I was just like, it's like a tender stem, but it's got a cauliflower on the end.
Well, I think anything that makes veg a bit more, novel and a bit more fun gets a thumbs up from me. I really liked these because last week my daughter was like, I'm going to try and be healthier. And I'm on like a big health kick and stuff. So So she said, she's hungry all the time because she's 15, she's growing, and she's vegan. She's got the metabolism of, I don't know what, but she literally eats and then she needs to eat again. So I'm like, well, you need to stop eating stuff that is processed. Like she said, oh, I'm going to have some crisps. I was like, well, have something healthier. And she said, have we got any broccoli? I was like, yeah. She was like, could I have fried broccoli? And I was like, well, yeah, okay. So I went and like stir fried it up with a bit of salt and pepper and chili. And it was so yummy.
Sounds good.
It was really tasty. So I did the same with the CauliShoots and it's just so simple.
You could put a little bit of sesame oil on that perhaps when you're frying it. Give it a bit of Asian kick.
Yeah, definitely. Or they're good for like curries, stir fries, tacos.
Yeah, I feel like they'd be quite good for like barbecue season and grilling them with a little bit of, I don't know, perhaps like a bit of a garlic butter or something on there.
Delicious.
That'd be nice. Yeah.
I'm a real fan of cauliflower, but it's a funny one, isn't it? Some people were just like, no.
Yeah, I'm hit and miss. I feel like when my mum sort of, bless her, when she would do roasts when I lived at home, she would just steam the shit out of it and just
and cover it in that horrible sauce. That
no sauce at all.
Not even any sauce.
It would be steamed so much that it would just go dry. Yeah. And I would just have this with like, oh, bless her. She tried her hardest, but veg was just not her forte. And yeah. Do you know those like tower steamers? Did you ever have those?
Yeah.
So funny.
I swear this is the reason a lot of us grow up not liking veg, because our parents like cooked the hell out of things. I just remember Brussels sprouts just being complete mush at my grandparents' house because they just overcooked them. And now I'm like, you just sort of leave a little bit of crunch. They're amazing. I love them.
I know. It's so funny. Speaking of this, my partner's like family are the Irish, and when his nan was alive, bless her, she would just talk about sort of like going out to eat and eating like vegetables and stuff, and she'd be like, it would always be a bit crunchy. I like mine well boiled.
Oh, no. So there's no flavour or nutritional value left.
I was like, Mary, that's fine.
Oh, bless her. I'll definitely be buying these again. I like them. And something else I will definitely be buying again is the White Rabbit new range. So they've had like pizzas around for a while, haven't they?
Yeah, quite a few different ranges, all gluten-free as well, which I was shocked at.
I know. And because of you, me and my daughter are now going to try being gluten-free as well, because we feel like,
oh my God,
every time we have bread, we're all like bloated and stuff. So
you're doing better than me. I'm off the wagon now, but I need to get back on that horse.
But this was so exciting. The chicken and pesto calzone. Oh my God, vegan calzone. What a world.
Good. So good. And just pop it in the oven.
I know. It's made with mozzarella, which is obviously like vegan mozzarella, Sicilian tomatoes, basil pesto, and meat-free soy strips. And yeah, it was nice and crispy on the outside, and then you've got like the creamy sauce in the middle.
It was good. I don't think I cooked my pizza dough like for long enough, but that was because I was getting impatient and I'd spent all day cooking, and I was just like, oh, just give it to me now. But even still, it was beautiful. The filling was so, I don't know, I kind of have a sort of expectation with pre-made pizza cheese and stuff like that, but this one, it was really tasty.
Yeah, it was delicious. It's just quite expensive, isn't it? So I think it's like £5.25 available at Sainsbury's. So it's a bit of a treat.
And they're not the biggest. I mean, it's a calzone, but it's not like, I don't know, a big pizza. You can only have it to yourself.
Yeah, hopefully prices will come down as you know, as everyone turns vegan, starts buying them. They've also got some new ready meals, haven't they? So a lasagna, a tagliatelle bolognese, and a macaroni gratin, which is macaroni cheese with like breadcrumbs on top.
Yeah, I think so. Like sort of herby breadcrumbs. Yeah. It was delicious.
I think these are quite new. We couldn't find out exactly where they were available, but keep an eye out, because I know their ranges are stocked in like Waitrose, Sainsbury's, places like that, but they don't have all the same range at every supermarket.
Yeah, I think it kind of it's a bit sporadic. Have you seen, I mean, I don't know if you would have them. Have you got like the grocery apps in Dorset where like GoPuff and not GoPuff, is that the right word? I don't think
you're speaking a foreign language. What are you on about?
So basically it's like Deliveroo but for shopping.
What?
I know. And
What's
there's so many of them. There's one called Getir, that's the one. Getir. So White Rabbit are on there.
Oh, okay.
There is another one. It is called GoPuff.
Okay, I need to look into this and see if it's available where I am then. So you can search White Rabbit and it'll tell you where it's stocked.
No. So it's like an app where you just choose your groceries.
Oh, okay. Oh, right. So like Ocado type thing.
Yeah, like Ocado, but instant. Like it comes like Deliveroo.
Wow.
Like it'd be there in like 20 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that wouldn't work down here. They'd be like, product not available. Product not available. I'll have a look though. That's interesting. Yeah, the ready meals were really good. I mean, I don't tend to really eat ready meals anymore. I don't know. No. I think once you've sort of got into cooking from scratch yourself, they never taste quite right, do they?
Like, no, I'm always such a bloody critique as well. Like I'm just eating them and it's like, could have done this a bit better, could have done it a bit different. But I must admit, I had the tagliatelle bolognese yesterday. I've had a bit of a busy weekend and I just could not be bothered yesterday to cook. It was just me in the house. So I was like, right, I'll try one of these. And it was all right. I feel like either my microwave wasn't the best or the cooking instructions maybe needed to be a little bit longer, but it did go a little bit soft, but it was tasty.
Yeah. Good to have in the fridge or the freezer for
definitely
for emergencies when you're too knackered and grumpy to cook.
Me, always.
Well, we've been sent some questions this week, and we've had loads of good feedback about the Alicia Silverstone interview last week. If you missed it, you have to listen. She's so lovely. It was just the best thing ever getting to interview her. I was so excited.
Do you think you're going to go on her podcast?
No. No, I don't think so. I'm not famous.
I will email her and I'll say, let my mum go on your show.
My mum? Shut up. Well, talking of age difference, one of the questions we were sent was about perimenopause, and you're obviously like not even close to this world at all, are you? But I'm creeping ever closer, and perimenopause seems to be sort of, I don't know, just coming up as a conversation with friends more and more often. And quite a few of my friends in Dorset are sort of a bit older than me. So I've been smugly sort of like, you know, when they're talking about
free.
Yes, like they're talking about going to these perimenopause workshops and stuff. And because I swear no one used to talk about the menopause, and now suddenly it's everywhere. There's like books, there's podcasts, there's you know, like
feminism, baby.
Yeah, I mean, it's brilliant, it's great, but yeah, I've just started to get a bit scared. I'm like, what is it going to happen to me? What you know, what symptoms am I going to get, and what do I need to do?
Am I being stupid? Is perimenopause just the same as menopause?
No, so it's like before
pre-menopause.
Yeah, so before you get the menopause, you get this other thing.
Gosh, we get it tough, don't we?
Oh, we really do. We really do. So anyway, Laura Freeman with the Plant-Based Health Professionals is here to answer the question on whether we need to change our diets to sort of help with the symptoms of perimenopause. So here's what she had to say.
Hi there, my name's Laura Freeman. I'm a GP and lifestyle medicine physician. I'm also the co-founder and medical director of Plant-Based Health Online. So the question is, I'm perimenopausal, should I adjust my diet at all? Well, the perimenopause is when your body starts to transition to the menopause. And for some women, they can breeze through this time and have very few symptoms at all. But for others, it can be quite challenging with significant symptoms which can impact their relationships, jobs, and quality of life overall. Some of the most common symptoms experienced around this time are irregular and heavy periods, hot flushes, weight gain, and changes in mood where women might feel quite low, anxious, or irritable. We do know that food plays a role in all of these symptoms, and making dietary changes to follow a healthy plant-based diet can go a very long way to improve them. For example, studies have shown that when you compare perimenopausal women who follow a vegan or vegetarian diet to those who follow an omnivorous diet, the vegans and vegetarians report fewer hot flushes. There's also research looking at women from different areas all over the world, such as America, Asia, and South America. And the patterns that we see is that those women who are eating a low-fat, high-fibre diet, such as a healthy plant-based diet, also suffer much less from hot flushes. Similarly, the science supports that plant-based diets rich in minimally processed soy foods like edamame, tofu, and tempeh have significantly less vasomotor symptoms. We know this type of eating pattern can help with heavy periods. It's useful for reaching and maintaining a healthy weight, and has also been linked with improvements in energy and mood. So the answer is yes. The perimenopause is a great time to adjust your diet and move as close as you can towards a healthy plant-based diet rich in fruits, vegetables, legumes, whole grains, nuts, and seeds.
Well, that's good to know, isn't it? I mean, I think being on a vegan diet is, you know, you're already kind of doing a lot of those things in getting all your nutrients. So
yeah, I think so. I feel like as just whole food plant-based is just the way to go, isn't it?
It really is. Yeah, I really did switch back to that last week, and I found it really hard at first, but I literally was bouncing off the walls with energy by Friday.
I'm craving it so much. I feel like that's what I need to do this week, is just up my nutrients and just
loads of water.
Yeah.
And then we had another question from Andy.
Hello, Andy.
This was about talking to friends, family and colleagues. What a brilliant question, because it's not something we've talked about that much, is it?
No.
He says that nobody asks him questions about it. And when people hear he's vegan, there's an awkward silence. How do I bring up the topic and raise the issue of animal cruelty without it being awkward? I love this because it's something that I've had to learn over the last 4 years. And when I first went vegan, I spoke to Alicia Silverstone about this last week, because you go vegan, you're like, everybody, look what I've found. Look what I've discovered. Like, we all need to go vegan because you're going to feel amazing and you're going to be healthier and it's great for the planet and no animals are going to be killed. But everyone around you hasn't necessarily opened that door yet. They might not be anywhere near wanting to open that door. So I think you do have to kind of rein in a bit. And it's all part of learning, I think, when you go vegan, isn't it? Like, you have to sort of go through these stages and realize what works and what doesn't. And I think for me, definitely not really talking about it, but just like, I don't want to say leading by example because it sounds really patronizing, but just quietly doing my thing.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's kind of a hard one, isn't it? Because you're so excited. I get the sort of like wanting to talk about it all the time because it's so exciting. And especially if you're like a new vegan or, you're really thriving and you're like, this is amazing. Why are people not doing more of this? It can be really sort of, I don't know, confusing when you sort of tell people and they're just a bit like, what? Like when I tell my mum, she's just like, I just don't get it. And I'm just so confused. And I'm just like, oh, but I feel like there is a fine line because you don't want to be that preachy vegan. You read that like any given opportunity, you're just like, oh, well, did you know this? Because I think that can then be a deterrent for some people, and that can sort of turn people against veganism. Well, not against veganism, but it can kind of give them negative stigma. Do you know what I mean? And I think you have to kind of, as you say, lead by example, and then sort of just when you're glowing, they'll be like, oh, you're looking amazing. What is this? And you'll be like, oh, it's just my vegan diet.
Exactly. Yeah. Like really sort of take care of yourself and just eat as well as you can. And then, if people come round, just sort of quietly cook them an amazing plant-based meal, or perhaps go to like, or if you're out for food, just order something vegan that looks, is going to look really impressive. So people then might be like, oh, what have you got? It is hard though. I have found it difficult, especially at the beginning. I felt like, I don't know, I felt like I maybe fell out with a few people because I was probably quite full on and overexcited, and they were like almost offended by me being vegan. And perhaps I was just bloody annoying talking about it so much. I don't know.
A few years ago, it was sort of it was part of people's character to be anti-vegan. I feel like there's still so many people now, like Jeremy Clarkson and, all of these sort of
trolls,
the trolls, like toxic everything. And I feel like they have no want or desire to even embrace or understand veganism. They are just like, I don't like it, because it's against their norm and it's against what,
it's sort of challenging them, isn't it?
Even
if you're not saying anything, it's challenging their actions.
Way of life. Exactly. But I think that going back to what you said about like food, especially with colleagues, we're obviously so lucky that we work for an amazing company that is like majority vegan, and so like when we go into the office, everyone is making amazing vegan food. But if you go into the office on your lunch break and you're just heating up this amazing food, you're like, oh, what's that you're cooking? It's like, oh, it's just my vegan meal.
Just fill the office with nice smells of nice food. I think food is definitely the way to go. And also just try to kind of just take a step back and see that maybe your friends will come round, but you've just got to like take it really slow. I've had friends that have like almost rolled their eyes when I've said I'm vegan, and who are now like predominantly plant-based. And it might be that your friends never go vegan, but slowly they might start to make little changes as they see you, thriving on this diet.
Mm-hmm. I completely agree.
I'd also say find some vegans to hang around with so you can have conversations like this, and just, because if you've got no one around you that's vegan, you can feel a bit isolated.
Yeah, I didn't think of that actually. Like, there's so many sort of groups. If you're on Facebook, I think there is, like, for instance, I've got like a Bristol Vegans group where on there's regular hangouts, like they do meetups in sort of vegan restaurants and stuff across the city. And I'm 99% sure that there is like a large following like across the country of, so like, I don't know, Birmingham vegans or Dorset vegans. Is there a Dorset vegans?
There are, yes.
Love them. Are you the leader? I hope you are.
No,
Is it just you?
No,
I'm being a bitch today. Sorry.
That's fine. You're making me laugh. No, it's I'm very, very lucky that when I moved down here from Bristol, I started, I sort of made friends at my gym. And a lot of them were either vegan or like going vegan and interested in it. And even if they still eat meat now and again, they're still quite into like nutrition and health and stuff. So yeah, I'm really lucky that I've got, people I can sort of talk to, and especially like, they've seen my whole journey. Like I met them, I wasn't vegan, and now I'm like hosting a podcast talking to Alicia Silverstone, and they've absolutely loved it. They're like, oh my God, this is crazy. I would definitely not talk about animal cruelty if they're not open to, hearing about stuff like that. I just wouldn't go there.
Yeah, I think so. It sounds silly. I know obviously we are obviously for, saving animals. That's why we do all this. But I feel like if someone has that approach, as you said, like there's sort of go silent whenever you mention veganism, sort of just really unwilling to listen to it. I think going at that angle, sort of like the animal expose, we did a sort of talk about it a few weeks ago on the show, and I think some people, if you mention it, they'll shut off, like they won't even take you seriously, which is really frustrating.
Yeah, it is. But yeah, I would just stick with the, showing them what an amazing lifestyle it can be, and how great you look and feel, exactly, on this diet, and just sort of little things you can pop in every now and again, just a little fact, or I don't know, just mentioning like a documentary on Netflix, something like that. Just planting the seed. That's what they call it, isn't it? Plant the seed.
Subtle. Plant the seed. Sow those roots.
Oh, well, good luck, Andy. And we are here for you. Us vegans are all in this together. So yes, reach out anytime.
Yeah, I was going to say, definitely reach out into, forums and stuff, because there's lots of people in your position that are also, feel isolated, and there's friends to meet.
Yeah. Well, we better wrap it up for this week.
We better wrap it up. Let's go.
I'll be back on Thursday talking to Monk Coleman, and we're going to be talking about spirituality, fitness, veganism. It should be an interesting one. He's over in the US as well. So, exciting.
Look at you, international podcaster.
I am. I know. I said I need to be flown out for the next one, please. I'm not doing it on Zoom.
Oh, she's so demanding. Talks to Alicia Silverstone once.
Yeah, I'm a diva now.